the minor. Beyond the thrill of the chase. And that's it. That's all I got for you. Short story, short, simple, sweet, to the point. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Who doesn't like to wash themselves every once in a while? You look in the mirror just to make sure you look good for the day, don't you? I know I do. Once in a while. But anyway, I'm thinking about trying to start like a once in a month new type of series called Miner's Madness. And I guess the goal would be like for people to be able to share at least three simple things, like, what have you learned throughout the month? Like, share one thing that you learned throughout the month. And then, if you can, maybe try to teach something, you know, to somebody else. And then, uh, recognition, do people have recognition of their loved ones or their family members, pets, and friends and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Reaching out to somebody, making sure that they know they still count. And then, yeah, I figure once a month, who knows? And behind that is so that my other video that I had created for the drawing, for that Forrest Fenn coin, that uh, if it comes time, I'll just do that drawing on 114,000 over comments. But there's no traction, I guess, and that's would be the developers' point of view and perspective to fix, which is me, which I will and is. So I mean, this I've been playing this out for a while, thinking about people as we go through life. We we do want to know how we will be remembered. How will we go through life being remembered? So that if something were to happen or somebody takes their life, they're not forgotten. And one of the ways to do that is to be a 23. And I say that because as a veteran, there have been over it's an average of 22 suicides a day, which has dramatically increased from when before COVID started. But I digress. Um, yeah, I mean, so these are all just different things for a minor in the madness in the world around us that we have to uh, reverberate ourselves, our perspective of ourselves on how we want to be as people living now and as people when we're not living. You know what I mean? And you're this minor madness is one way to reverberate, if not just for myself in my own circle, then other people that will start to see the ripple effect, which is kind of key for beyond the thrill of the chase. And so there so there are different things that we can say and do that truly can affect the lives and futures of other people. And I say that as in um, that mentality that people will get of you being around if they come into a problem or a situation, they can think about that person, whether they're next to them or in a different country, and be able to resonate with what they would have thought and said and done, and help you get through a situation. And it goes for past ones too. And in the thrill of the chase, I had to pretend that Forrest did not exist, that he had passed away. And I used the information that was reverberated through his stories that he wrote down, the ones that he had reverence for. And that those stories had created an emotional stir inside. The learning to use words and their definitions was also uh, key and vital into the logical sense of where somebody would have taken an adventure, young or old, and it just it works for me, you know. Hey, Luli, happy New Year to you too. Appreciate you showing support and coming out, and I definitely look forward to the function in the junction next year. It's gonna be a blast. Maybe we'll all just hang out where we were at last year, and people don't have to get find out where everybody's at. Blah blah blah. And it's free. Digressing again. Um, but I mean, that's one of the reasons why I even got on here was to share different things that I have learned to help me be a better person, or I would hope be a better person, and a better friend, you know, just overall better. And imparting it and learning words and their definitions was learning about um, light, how light works, sound, how sound works, and vibrations. And so this miner's madness is going to be my vibrational frequency that I put out into the world that I hope turns out to be a positive thing. Again, I digress a lot, but announcement soon. Look forward to it. But I mean, there's like I said, so for beyond the thrill of the chase to reach beyond the bounds of just my house and just people I know on Facebook and on YouTube. I mean, it's only a few people here and there, and it takes two to tango, but four to have a party. You know what I mean? And if you just keep multiplying people to just reach out in one way or another, it makes it easier for somebody to get something for free, literally for free. Well, I guess if it takes you, 5 seconds to make a comment on a video, then I guess that you're paying 5 seconds of time for a $5 gold coin from 1880. I mean, to me, that's a fair trade. But no buts. Let's show some goodies. Let's just do that because I mean, it's like what I've been on here for 9 minutes. People have popped in and out, which is fine, but they're missing out on the good stuff. Show and tell time. Here we go. Wait, flip. There it is. Let's flip that over. Look, show and tell time. All is show and tell. So everything kind of has a story behind them. This one somebody was doing an online uh, treasure hunt, like a armchair treasure hunt, and I had guessed the right thing and got this nice, pretty jewel. So that's the story behind that one. This one is a 1 penny So Charles H. Beale, I had sent him uh, a trivia question, and it's I think it's what's the farthest city west of the or east farthest state east, I guess. One of the two. It was someplace in. Oh wait, I can't tell you. But he had so in return he had sent me a little goodie bag of a few coins and stuff, and it was really appreciative. And so in passing that along, there's a 1935 one penny piece. So looking at this ring, I think it's pretty much a silver banded ring. That looks like it's got mother of pearl. Of course, I could be wrong on everything. Who isn't? So Russ, my friend, had introduced me to the Thrill of the Chase, and we were supposed to do another treasure hunt down in New Mexico and Texas. And his father started falling, uh, literally started falling. His legs were giving out more often than they should. And so we had to cancel that trip. And I ended up going to visit him and his father. And I'm glad I did because I ended up spending a week out there and came home and like a month ago. Um, his father had passed. No, actually, just a couple weeks ago, his father had passed away. 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks, about the same time as K-Pro's uh, and Mike's father. Yes, they're all in better pastures now. I don't believe that. So I mean, these are some of the trinkets that are being given away with now. These like $1 colored coins that me and my wife had collected for a while, and it's just we've been blessed enough that who doesn't if you can share something in some little way. I mean, it's just $1. I mean, you can probably buy something for $1, piece of bubble gum nowadays, right? So in that video, if people make enough comments, it'll start doubling up, and then these can start going away to people, and some of them will get trinkets with them. You know what I mean? But it's going to add up to over 114,000 people to comment. Oh my Lanta. Who's going to do that? All for what? That little guy right there? Are people willing to share a video, a link, so that somebody else can just make a comment? And they can just, any kind of comment, you know what I mean? Any kind of comment. The thing about it is, though, that these coins and stuff, there's dual purposes. I mean, I've already written one book called Pioneer Gold, American story by this guy here. But I mean, as you can see, there's artifacts in here that have been given away to people I know. That there's significance in everything. I mean, there's three of these silver. Probably hard to see, but then three right there, and three of these somehow mysteriously ended up right along the base of Fenn Rock when I was out there in the function of the junction. So I'm curious to see if they're still there or not. But a whole bunch of digressing. But yeah, I'm just hoping that when people feel that there's nothing left, they can just change somehow something, just a situation, a mental thought, into a positive one if it's negative, and just be able to press forward in a different direction in life. And it's hard when you hear these stories from other people, and it it gives you hope, because you can't you can't value or disvalue somebody else's situation versus somebody else's situation. Like, you'll never know somebody else's pain, and you'll never know somebody else's joy, and those are experiences that are only to them. And I believe that to be like with Forrest and his fishing. I mean, with his father, those were experiences that only he will truly enjoy, um, to his own perspective. But yeah, I mean, the whole point, I guess, Miner's Madness is just for me to rumble and ramble, and just I'm waiting for people to make comments. I can just a name and handing out free $1. Wait, some people said they don't go in here. Oh, yeah, yeah. I know one person that did, and Sherry and Jay and Bo. Uh, look forward to seeing them again. And there's quite a few people at the function in the junction. I look forward to seeing. And I guess another point of this Miners Madness is, yes, to sit there and say Happy New Year's to people. Um, this 2019 was a year of change for me. Um, 2016 was a year of change. Um, uh, I was attacked, on my own property, and I attempted to defend myself, and it had gone the wrong way. But I mean, luckily nobody got seriously injured except for me. But that had rose for 2 years, and it ended up for 2019, the end of 2018 and the beginning of 2019, getting Kiwi, my own personal relationship, and just things had, for me, piled up, and it became, to the point where I had a wall in front of me, and I couldn't even see, beyond that. And how do you go from seeing nothing to seeing this? So it took, what, 2019, a trip to the coast for 3 days, or, well, really only 2 days. It's the weekend. Friday, we left Friday. Saturday, got on the coast on Saturday night, and then came back on Sunday. So, but I won't forget it. I won't forget that feeling that, I hope nothing bad happens, even though you can tell that this is like the perfect scenario for something bad to happen. Um, Beyond the thrill of the chase is my second, act in this world, because people don't realize that they have more than one act if they're willing to change their destiny and write their own stars. And yeah, I keep losing myself because there's so many different things going on at once in my head that there's a story that's constantly being written. And beyond the thrill of the chase, my second act is sharing traumas that have happened in my life that I would hope somebody else would be able to read, find that positive out of it, like I have, and be able to move forward in a different direction. Huey has definitely helped change that, as I So we also did fostering for a minute, and I had to take a parenting class to learn to be a better parent, and it totally helped improve my life. I'll tell you that. Um, Definitely teaches a person to better uh, respond versus reacting to situations, especially when you got kids that sit there and say they don't want to go to school, and it's like, sorry, you got to get up and go. And you know what? Water never hurt anybody. That's all I got to say. It doesn't hurt anybody. Um, but that's a whole nother story. But there, there's things that there's different people have different traumas that they can share how they changed their life. And I think if people opened up more in a sense to help share those useful informations, then it would make life easier for, you know, some of us. I know I could use the tips and hints, and that's for sure. I learned this that, your partner's always right, even when they're wrong, they have the right to be wrong. I mean, that's a really good one because then you can't argue with it because they're right. That's not saying that I'm wrong. I just have a different perspective of what right and wrong is. So, I mean, you can't argue with that logic either. But I've been working. I guess how would I say how did I get beyond the thrill of the chase? So because of what happened, and I call it like the 3 days to sunrise is in my mind how I play that weekend. And because in death your sun sets, but in life, if you don't take every breath for granted, every second for granted, then it's a new sunrise, a new breath, a new chance to sit there and do by right. And got kiwi, so I had the shed, which I had started to clean out and stuff, and started to fill it up with things that I had uh, done to occupy my time, so that my mind wasn't wandering where it shouldn't be. And I've learned quite a few things. I've found quite a few things, which if anybody ever cares, I could always give them a tour sometime, show them around the old shed. But I've also sat there and graffitied my walls with all kinds of writings. But it's positive graffiti. I mean, relationship graffiti and stuff like that. Personal perspective graffiti on how to look at my life so that I can change to be a better person. That's what the thrill of the chase has helped um, change and inspire in me to do. And I think it's inspired people to do other things. And I'd be curious and interested in this madness of mine of what they are doing. You know, um, I think it'd be interesting. But yeah, other than that, just training with Kiwi, metal detecting, mining, treasure hunting, mostly metal detecting and mining, and treasuring the times that I have with people, making memories and stuff like that, trying to change my world, create my universe the way I think it should be created. And in doing so, I've been afforded the opportunity to return, some things to others. Give them hope in something else. At least they can hope. Like I said, for this coin, we'll take you on the wolf. Oh, right there. Yeah, look at that puppy. Yeah. Who wouldn't want to get their fingers on that? Ooh, ooh, I'm touching it. Ooh, ooh, I'm touching it. But anyway, since there's only been 3 or 4 people in and out, and I appreciate them 3 or 4 or 5s. I think with that, oh, there's 25 minutes in 1 second. If I'm gonna at the end of this, I'm gonna put a link to the video that people need to share and comment. Because other than that, if it don't get shared and commented on, this coin sits in my safe even longer. You know, I mean, 114,000 is a long way to go. I'll tell you that much. So until then, I guess I'll be meeting 114,000 people in a sense, because they would at least make a comment. Oh my goodness gracious. The madness of a miner. Huh. I ain't no gold digger. I'm just a rock herder. And with that, I guess I bid thee all farewell. Happy New Year's. And may the next years bring you change. Until then, keep calm and treasure on.